Page 74, John Peel. It's the last piece in book 1. You can play up all this, so you've done great. If you're struggling to get in you got a lot of hesitations and you're not quite sure, I would encourage you to go back through the book again. Take your time. This is not a race. You go through a book multiple times and you'll catch more each time you go through it. Go through the videos again, okay? It's fine. I don't mind the views. I get more views on YouTube. I make more money. Big deal. No, seriously. Just kidding. For this piece, they're introducing the 16th note. You know how an eighth note, you get 2 eighth notes equal to a quarter? Well, now we're dividing it some more. 2 16th notes equal an eighth note. Therefore, 4 16th notes equal a quarter. And when we count it, because on eighth notes we go 1 and 2 and, we put an and. For 16th notes we go 1 E and we get a 1 E and 2 E and There are other ways of counting it. Other people have different systems. That's fine, they can have them. I like this one. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Hey, well, so, okay. And that's basically how I count this. So we're going to do this piece, and now to make it even more interesting, it starts out with 16th notes in a pickup as a beat. Well, let's take a look at that. Those 2 16th notes equal an eighth note. An eighth note equals a half a beat. So right there, those 2 16th notes is a half a beat, the whole thing. So I got to go 1 and 2, and then you come in on and of 1 and 2 and. So 1 E and 2 E and 1, okay? Like this. 1 E and 2 E and 1. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E, blah, blah, blah. Sounds dirty, but it ain't, okay? And that's how we're going to do this. Really slow, though. Now, the last line, with the right hand, the first measure of the last line, you have a fermata. This messes things up even worse, because typically I'd hold a beat, like when I'm playing with a metronome, I'd double the value, right? So that half a beat, I'd give it a full beat, but that throws us off. So I'm going to have to give it 1.5 beats to keep it even with the metronome. So just follow me on the fermata. You'll get the idea. You are moving around some, but you should be used to that by now, I hope. Let's see what happens. They're introducing the treble clef in the left hand. The third line, it's in treble clef. The left hand, you're up here. And then at the very end, the last measure, you go back to bass clef. Right? Isn't that fun? By the way, your right hand is moving around too. Look at the end of the second line. The right hand is here in the last measure. Then you got to go way up here. See? So up there. And you stay up there until right at the end. Right before the last measure, and then you come back down. Take a look at the last line, first measure again, where that hold is. The right hand, you're here position-wise. You played the first C here, the second C, now you got to play the high C. I don't recommend you move your hand immediately. I recommend you just stretch it out to get the C. It's an octave. After you play it, you clap your hand so you're ready to go on. So it's okay, and then you play the C again with the third finger, and then the second A with the fourth finger. Right, work out those changes and get those like that. In the first measure of the second line, where the hold is, first C is with the right hand, the second C is with the left hand, and you go up on the right hand, right? Make sure you hold the left hand C down when you play that, so you hear both C's and then release them both at the same time when you go on. I think I would play this. It says allegro at the beginning of this, and that's fast. But you're limited to how fast you can go based on what you can control. Never go faster than what you can control with your fingers and all. When you start getting sloppy and just whatever, that's too fast. When you're by yourself and nobody can hear you, you can play as fast as you want. Nobody cares. You can be as sloppy as you want. Nobody cares. But if there are people around within ear range of it, please don't do that for their sake, all right? Try and keep it under control. Ugh, yes, please do. We're going to play this really slowly. I set the metronome to beat eighth notes. So it takes 2 metronome beats to equal 1 beat, all right? So it's like 1 and 2 and that's how we're going to do that, real slow. And you're going to come in on the end of 2. So your fingers are here and here. Okay, here we go. Bring out the melody and the phrases and the staccato, play the staccatos and all the other junk that has to happen. Okay, okay. 1 and 2. 2, 3. I would think I'd play it something like this.